video, y'all. In today's video, we are going to test out a file of the late great Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba number 24. Rest in peace, Kobe and Gianna. All right, y'all. So I have, let me see if I can show y'all. I have everything set up right here. These are just some random colors down here, but we're going to try it, okay? If you're new here, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. I answer every single one of them. As well as making sure that you hit that subscribe button if you're not already connected to me. For the returning members and subscribers, welcome back, family. Welcome back. All right, y'all. So we're going to pray that our embroidery machine wants to act right. Hey there, queens and kings. How y'all doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to y'all. Tampa, Chevy, and Donzel. What's up, kings and queens? All right, so let's test this file out. This is a file from Etsy. We want to see if the Black Mamba is going to stitch out. Let's go. Hopefully, let me bring this down. Oh, no, center, but I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. All right, let's try that. Let's test it one more time, making sure we ain't hitting nothing. And let me trace that one more time. I just want to make sure, because I ain't trying to. Okay, that look like that'll be all right. So I'm gonna bring it maybe just a hair. All right, so let's go with that. And drop our needle. All right, let's see what we get, y'all. I don't like that long jump stitch already. I can tell y'all that right now. You headed to Peachtree Corners to the Viva? Okay. Let me know what you find in there. You're going to find all kind of stuff. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. What y'all doing on this good Wednesday? So if this stitches out correctly, it will go on the jacket that we started working on. Let me pause this 1 second and take this jump stitch out of here, because that, okay. It's gonna go on not much. Gotta replace 3D. Oh man. It's gonna go on the back, not the back, but it's gonna go on that jacket. Embroidery patch jacket. I'll have to add a border around this to turn it into a patch. I'm just sitting here. I went live on my Highway Hustle channel earlier, and now I'm just sitting here with y'all. Gonna stitch this out, and got my little birthday milkshake from what you call this? It's called a birthday milkshake from Zaxby's. I love this milkshake. Now the colors on this, it'll be random colors, y'all. And the reason it's going to be random colors is because I would have to go in the other room and find all the rest of them colors. But we're going to make it do what it do. We just want to make sure, hey auntie, we just want to make sure the file going to stitch out before we put it on our regular garment, because there's nothing worse than stitching out something on the final piece, especially even if you digitized it. So you always want to make sure that you test out the file before putting it on your final garment, because, ooh baby, Woo. Okay. If y'all can hit that like button for me, I greatly appreciate it. I don't know, y'all. We're gonna see. Like I said, we just testing the style. I'm gonna move y'all something so the embroidery machine don't knock it. Okay, girl. You go right on ahead. They having a couple free events too in Atlanta, Tampa. But I won't be at near one of them. I'm gonna be at work. So far, so good. Cause you know them folks don't know how to act. You can barely go to church now. Even, I mean, it's a shame. You got to go to church now and worry about if something gonna happen to you, and you just trying to praise God. So I try to stay out the mix. I see you ain't making no baskets today. Christmas is coming up. I know that's a big time of the year. Well, any holiday, major holidays are big for basket makers. Yeah, I won't be here. I'll be in the middle of the woods in SC. Okay. Hey, cousin. Welcome in. Yeah, I can't be in the woods. I'm scared. I had enough. I had enough of the woods in the military. I'm going to church now. No fear. Yeah, I mean, you know, God tells us don't have the spirit of fear, but honey, sometimes you can't help but worry. With the mess that just goes on. Oh, okay. Them baskets be so pretty, y'all. Her and Crafty be doing their thing on them baskets now. I'm hoping this turns out really, really good for us, y'all, because the last one I got, it was a hot mess. And then they said they was gonna look at the file, but I ain't got nothing back yet. But I did leave that review, so. Oh, just sent me a message back to my working on a deadline file. We'll check the file tonight. Okay. That's your review, not mine. The homestead life. You gone, girl. You gone, girl. You gonna be in a camper or you just gonna be in the woods? Y'all know how y'all go somewhere and you tell somebody extra, but they go overboard with the extra? That's what they did with this birthday shake. They went overboard with the sprinkles. You know I say extra, but I ain't meant the whole bottle. Me and outdoors just don't go together. Okay, auntie, I had my share outdoors in the Army. I promise. I'm not an outdoors girl now. All right, so our first color is done. So we're going to cut from the top. And we're going to pull from the bottom, okay? So cut from the top and pull from the bottom, okay? All right, so let's do. I think I got a lighter one. That kind of look kind of peachy though. Girl, just going with the one you got out. Call it a day. The thread that I'm using today is the Mirage Outdoor Retreat is in South Carolina. I ain't never heard of that one. And you know, I'm from the Carolina. I'm from South Carolina. I ain't never heard of that one. But I ain't never tried to go camping either. So that's probably why I don't know. Is it in Sumter? All right, so we're changing our thread. And sorry if my arm is in the way, y'all. Oh wait, I forgot. I gotta fix the needle threader on this one. So let me thread it by hand and not try to be cute, because I forgot I gotta fix the threader on here. I don't know, just one day out the blue it just stopped working. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? I keep pulling it out. Let's drop this and see if that'll help me. Sorry about my arm in the way, y'all. Y'all, if that little Frenchie of mine don't hush up, because ain't nothing wrong with her. She done been out the door. I don't know. She just like to be outside. But you're not supposed to keep them outside because of their nose and their breathing. That, it would cause a problem. So I'm trying not to put her out there. But if she want to be out there, that's probably what she about to be. Because that unnecessary noise is uncalled for, honey. Or she'll do this weird noise, and she'll just do it until you come in and let her out. All right, so let's see what this gonna do. Hey, Miss D. And Wallace. Hey, damn tree. Hello, welcome in. Hello to anybody. If I missed you, welcome. Y'all. I think I see a problem already. I don't know. We'll see how this part stitch out. But it's looking real suspect. I can tell you that much right about now. When you digitize, you shouldn't have a lot of long stitches, and you should not have a lot of trims and jump stitches. So this is going to be interesting. And I mean real interesting. And let me just give it a chance, but this should be the outline of Kobe's face. I don't see that yet. I don't see that yet. Mm-mm. What y'all think? Y'all think it's gonna stitch out right? I mean, the 24 did good, but numbers are probably some of the easiest things to digitize though. So we shall see. You got that right, Auntie. We'll see in a minute. You got that right. Mm-mm. But I ain't gonna lie, I still a little word. Definitely a little word. I mean, everybody has like their own special way. Yeah, it's trying to do something. We gonna see what it's gonna do. But you know, everybody has their own special way of digitizing. But I just think to get a clean file on digitization, you really have to hone in on your skills, and you can't really have no distractions, because one distraction, hey Precious, hey boo, one distraction can just, it could just jack your whole design up. So I try to digitize when I got time and when I ain't in a rush, because if I gotta stop and come back to it, baby, I ain't gonna know where I was. So no, I ain't got time for that. Now this next color, oh, okay, I was checking the thread. This next color calls for gray. It's like a light color gray, but I got a dark gray, so I'm gonna use the dark gray, because again, we're just testing this out before we put it on our final garment. Now I have one that I did of the late great Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace Nipsey Hussle, and it came out fabulous. Now I will be putting that on my jacket because I've already tested that one out. But this one right here, this one came from Etsy, so we'll see. And I did turn my machine down. I don't have it doing the fastest stitches that it could possibly do. I don't know, y'all. It's something with this file, because it don't look like it's not. Hold on, let's cut this thread. All this back and forth it did right here, they look okay. Let's just see what it's gonna do. I'm gonna try and give them a fair shot, but it's not. Do y'all see that? It's not laying down the stitches at all. All right, let's go. Let's cut the thread. And I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna just try starting it from right there and see. Yeah, because we're threaded, so I don't know what that is, but it's not laying down the stitches, and it should be. Hey, Miss Terry. Okay, so All right, on to our next patch because yeah, no. All right, I'm gonna leave a review on this because baby, that ain't it. Okay, it's not it. All right, so we're gonna test out another one. So as we can see right here, let me back y'all out something. It was going back and forth on the side of right here, but nothing was laying. And this is what it looks like on the back. So the 24 looks good. This part right here looks good, but then you can start seeing where the stitches were loose at. This is where it tried to lay, but it didn't catch. So I gave them a fair shot. So we're gonna try out our next file because this ain't it. This is not it. So let me see what our next file is gonna be, because that ain't it. Uh-oh, let's take this from under there. Let's rehoop our hoop. And anytime you leave somebody a review, you want to make sure that you are enclosing a picture. Don't immediately just throw it away, right? Don't immediately just throw it away. I'm going to leave some of this stabilizer on here. Not all of it. But, oh, wow. Huh. Okay. Moving right along. So let me see the next file that's on here that we're going to stitch out, which is going to be our Georgia Bulldog as soon as I can find it. Close, not that one. This is 5 point. Okay, so we can use this one. All right, so let me just get I don't have to go anywhere, but let me cut a piece of this felt off. Also, felt, not the premium kind, because the premium kind is what you want to use like when you have tested your file, you know it's gonna work, and that's what you're gonna give to your customer. So just get you a piece of the non-premium stuff, which is going to be a lot cheaper too. Okay, I know that's, oh baby, that's a wee bit too big. Let's cut some of this off. And I always hold on to any felt scraps because those could be used for a number of different things. Let me just put this back here. And yep, that's gonna be long enough. Let me turn y'all so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's gonna be long enough. Then I'm just going to cut me off a piece of stabilizer, which I gotta put the stabilizer down first, okay? I was just measuring that piece of felt. So in case you run across this video and you're new to embroidery, I do want you to understand that you put whatever piece of stabilizer you're using down first, and then you're going to then you're going to lay your felt or whatever you're stitching on. Always use water soluble. Now there's a debate about the water soluble thing, and here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other, but what I am going to tell you is if you don't want your stitches to sink, right? If you don't want your stitch, well, you know what? I'm trying this out. I'm testing this out, so let me not waste my stabilizer. But if this were for real and I knew that it worked, that the file was already good, then I would put a piece of stabilizer on here. However, I just wasted a piece of stabilizer, a piece thread. Let me put this in my hand for just a second, y'all. Thread and time on a file that didn't work. So versus wasting my water soluble stabilizer, because it's precious, okay? I'm gonna pray for the best and hope that, let me put this on my table, y'all. I gotta put this on a hard surface real quick so I can get it to lay like it's supposed to be. Otherwise we'll be here all day trying to hoop this, and we don't want to be here all day. All right, so press this side down and we should be good. And we're good. All right, so always generally try to have a hard surface as well, okay? So again, if you want your stitches, you know, to sink, then don't use water soluble stabilizer. We're testing this, so I'm not going to use water soluble stabilizer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my hoop changed to a larger embroidery. Bookie. Let's find the smaller one. All right, y'all, let me go get the smaller one because I don't like wasting this fabric. I don't. Or my thread or anything else. That's too big for this hoop. Lord, I don't want to have to let's go with this one. And you always want to check your you want to do a trace out to make sure that your needle is not going to hit anything, okay? So that's what we're doing here. All right, now again with your thread, we are going to cut from the top and we're going to pull from the bottom, okay? That's just so you're eliminating things from getting caught up in your machine, because baby, you don't want that, okay? All right, so we're gonna go ahead. The first color we're gonna use, they got white, but we'll just go with the white. I thought about using the gray, but because it's not a color that I use a lot, but we'll go ahead and use this white. And I love this Richword thread, but baby, I love my candle wood, okay? My candle thread to make candle wood, my candle thread. We're gonna put that down. Let me cut this little furry edge off here because it's gonna be hard to get in there with that split. No. Okay. And I just kind of hold it, pull it out like so, raise this back and go through. And I'll cut some of this off, okay? Oh, I needed to use the gray. No, let me use the gray so y'all can see. Because, oops, and I pulled that the wrong way. Jeez. Let's use the gray because we're using white. Hey, Tay. I think I'm saying that right. Hey, welcome to the channel. This one is the, what is this? The Brother Anovis NV6750D. It is the Disney limited edition. That's what this one is. We do have several different type of embroidery machines that we use on this channel. The multi-needle, I just sold one of them, and then the other one, doing an unfortunate event, got messed up. But we do have, we still do have one multi-needle, and that is a Smart Stitch 1501. All right. There we go. Okay. So I put this gray in here just so y'all will be able to see, because if I use white on white, that would be kind of crazy. That would be kind of crazy. All right. So we're gonna... Oh, y'all know what? Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to give that other file another chance. Y'all know what this is? I don't got no bobbin in there. The stitches aren't laying. It's no bobbin. So maybe nothing was wrong with that other file. Yup. Because it's not catching. Oh, wait. No. Oh. Baby, that bobbin about gone. See? All right. So let's grab a bobbin from behind me. I always try to keep you some bobbin nearby, honey. Because, baby... So maybe nothing was wrong with that other file. So I will test that back again with y'all live so we can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to return this. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to go back and start this file over. I'm just trying to... Okay, that's the one we had. I should have known it wasn't laying the stick, but when it did it again, I was like, oh, wait, no. Oh, let's let this up. Okay. So that's why you always have to, and we're still going to trace this out, even though we already traced it. You're welcome, Tay. That's why you have to always make sure it ain't user error either before leaving a review. I always test things several times before I leave a review. I do know the file that I had, not the one that we were just trying out, but the other file that I actually left the review on. Baby, we had full bobbin. We had everything, okay? And it wasn't doing right. All right. Now, our stitches are going to sink because I don't have any stabilizer on here, but it's stitching out. So we'll roll with that. And remember, this is a Georgia Bulldog, but I'm going to use gray thread because we're on a white surface, okay? So other than that, you would want to kind of coordinate. So while that's stitching out, I'm going to show y'all something that I'm working on. And right now it's cute. So let me back y'all up. Uh-oh. Do I have y'all in or out? Nope, I don't. So I'm working on this right here. It's several different colors. Right? Several different colors. And I'm just trying to work on that top stitching. But look on the inside. Ain't she cute? And then we're going to put a wristlet on it. I mean, she is so cute. So I'm working on those. I just got to do the, I got to work on that top stitching. I want it a little bit closer. So that's what we're going to do on that. I almost started to sew that back up with y'all. I did. Now it got me wondering if little Kobe gonna stitch out. So now I gotta go back and try Kobe. Because I'm curious now. I'm curious, okay? So for his little teeth, they want his teeth to be white and his eyes to be white. Maybe we will make those... I don't know. Maybe we put some little beige in there or something. Thank you. Yep. Y'all know I be over here just... I be sewing and trying and sewing. And so I'm going to move the top stitching in just a little bit closer on that bag. And add the wristlet strap to it. And baby, she gonna be ready to go. You can go on the town with her a little bit, okay? You can go out the night on the town with that. And it can be made in several different colors, right? You don't have to have the colors that I use. But now, if you, of course, now here I will say, if you're gonna use this in the fall, right, you want to use fall colors. If you are using like springtime, summer, you want to use spring and summer colors. So you do kind of want to put colors in season, that are in season, right? Oh, our little bulldog. Let's see what he's gonna do. And that thread that's standing up, we are going to cut that. We're going to cut that. You can put like a trim in place when you're digitizing to kind of help minimize your jump stitches and trims, okay? So those are some things that you can do to alleviate having to, you know, like if your customer, I need a push and motivation to get in my sewing era. Baby, you got that kit. That's gonna be your push to get into your sewing era, cousin. Cause I do need to send y'all another email to see when y'all when everybody's gonna be available. That's gonna be the kickoff right there. That's gonna be the kickoff right there. But yes, I'm definitely over here in my sewing era. Let me see. I want to show y'all something. Do y'all remember when we made this right here on live? This this iPad case with the phone, y'all, it's still holding up, still going strong. And we made this like over, we made this what, last year? Was that last year? I have to go back and look at the video. But I want to say that was last year when we made that. But it's still going strong. And it is well loved. It is used every day. May need to make another one though. A bigger one. Yep. May need to make a bigger size for the other one. But it works. Alright. We're going to pause this for just a second. And we're going to cut this thread. Because this thread, this is why you cut your jump stitches, because they'll wrap around. It was wrapping around here. All right, I got that out. And we're going to go ahead and resume. But yes, so it's good to see things that you make. And, you know, you use them in years to come. Because that's, I think that is a year old. I think we made that last year. In fact, I think we made that around the time when we made the Halloween trick-or-treat bags. Yep. But yes, y'all, welcome in to everybody. If you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, or if you have a question or think of one later, you can leave it in a comment. I do answer every single one. And please hit that subscribe button. We'll be glad to have you a part of the channel. Also, I do have I have a couple channels. I have the Highway Hustle. So it's Highway Hustle -T. That's where I vlog on my trucking company. And then if you are interested in watching us breed Frenchies and Bullies, and you want to see when Oreo gives birth by C-section, if you want to see that, that is going to be on the channel. So you can go to Cottrell, Cottrell Kennels, Kennels on YouTube, or you can subscribe to my husband's channel, which is Frenchies and Me, and definitely go and show some love if those are some things that you guys are interested in. The channels are well, the two breeding channels, they're really new. The Highway Hustle channel, it's new but not really new. So yes, and those links will be in the description box as well. Cousin, have you tried to sew anything on your sewing machine? Oh, I think this is supposed to be the long, this right here, I think is the long part that hangs down on the bulldog's face. I think that's what this part is called, but it's gonna do like the whole outline. So this is what we're looking at right here. Okay, right here is the design. Right here is what's currently stitching out. Okay, so maybe it'll make sense now, right? Maybe it'll make sense. Hi, Dad. Uh-oh. Let me get y'all back in frame. There you go. Yep, it's starting to come together now. So now I'm kind of wishing I had to put oh, that's so soft. Nice and soft. And it's because it don't have any waterproof water soluble stabilizer on it either. But hopefully, usually if you see stitching problems early on, that generally means you're gonna have a problem with the file. But so far this is going pretty good. Going pretty good. I think it's going to be cute. And I ordered some more of these right here. So I will be sending one of these to Auntie Sonia. So that is the bulldog, and this is the bulldog we're gonna make. But this bulldog right here is a patch using U-Stack from 𝐻𝐈𝐓𝐇, and it is, let me go out some. There it is. And we will be pressing this on a patch as well. I mean, it's already a patch. We're gonna put it on a hat. And yeah, y'all. Okay, look how good that looks. Super cute. No, this one's not the premium felt. This one is actually the little cheaper version of felt. The premium version is way thicker. It's really, really thick. And you'll have to use a heavier needle with the premium felt. So you want to use one like this to test stuff on. And the thing about felt, oh my God, you can get felt in like every color, literally. And felt also can be used as like your background in patches. So you might not want to waste, like if your background or the main part of your patch is like, I don't know, say it's red, right? You don't have to use a red thread because you're already using a red felt for the patch. So that could save you thread and, you know, material, because you already using a red felt. And I hope this bulldog, well, so far it's doing really well. So everything that we're testing today, we're going to stitch out on this jacket. And let me grab the jacket and show you guys. All right, so let me back you guys away from the machine some. Did we do the back yet? No, we didn't do the back yet. We still have to do the back. So the only thing we have done so far on this, let me turn you this way. So far the only thing that we have done on this varsity jacket is this whole sleeve right here was all designs that Craftable Things did. So this sisterhood, this keep God first, and this self-love era. Okay, so we've already embroidered these on the sleeve. I've taken the sleeve apart and then I've serged it back together. So we still have the back. We got another patch up here in this area that we can that we can add, and it'll probably be her crafter's hood that will go there. Not quite sure, you know, what we're gonna put on the back here, but yeah. So that's what's going on this jacket. So the things that we're testing out is so that we can finish our varsity jacket, right? I thought about well, back when I was in my bling era, I thought about adding some bling to it, but I think I'm just going to leave it 100% embroidery, and I think that's fine. So yeah, but those are what we have. That faux leather that you showed on yesterday was off the chain. Yes, it was. Oh my God. I just gotta say one more time, shout out to Sam Fabric Creations. You did your thing with that box, and we over here at Tee So Crafty, we appreciate it so much. And thank you on the jacket. But yeah, that fabric, oh my God, I cannot figure out which one I want to use to make some more of those backpacks with. Because so the bags that I'm sewing up now, they're gonna go on my website and they're gonna be for sale. So we have those in sewing. You have one that you test, and then once you make it, then you start mass producing for whatever you're gonna sell on, you know, like on your website. If anybody is interested in doing a varsity jacket, I will leave a link in the description box for you to grab this particular varsity jacket. I think it was only like, I don't know, maybe 30 bucks on Amazon. I can leave that link. You don't have to do embroidery. You can do bling on it. You can do HTV. That is the different things. Or you can do patches, right? So you can have somebody embroider patches for you, or if you need me to embroider a patch or two for you, just reach out to me and let me know, and then we will work that out. I do want to show y'all a pop-eye that I am really thinking about putting on the back of my, where is it? Where did my center button go? Design. Okay, so let me turn y'all around over here. So I have this pop-eye right here. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. Baby, did you move any? You didn't. All right, let's try that. Oh wait, that's too big. Hold on, let's go back to center. Okay, so I have this pop-eye right here, right? And I'm debating if I want to put this on the back of that varsity jacket, or I have a Buffalo Bills design. It's not quite done yet, but I have a Buffalo Bills design that is in embroidery too that I'm thinking about putting on the back of my jacket. Hey, beautiful. How are you, queen? So I want y'all to, I'll put a post up on the community chat, or maybe I will go and do a short, and I want y'all to vote on it, whether we're going to put Pop Out of Sailor Man or whether we're going to put the Buffalo Bills on the back of our varsity jacket. I want y'all to let me know when I put that content out there for y'all. All right, so we're going to get back over here to our little our guy right here. What's his name? The Georgia Bulldog. We're gonna get back over here to him. He's looking good. Thus far, he's still looking good. But we'll know. We'll know after a while. So what do y'all think about that Pop Out of Sailor Man? Was it cute? How about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Oh my God, no! I can't put that on the back of my jacket. But I definitely could embroider, because in fact the Buffalo Bills patch that I'm talking about, I'm making one for every team. So if you want that embroidery file, or you want the SVG for it so that you could cut it out and put it on the back of your varsity jacket, or you just want to send me a varsity jacket and I embroider it on there for you, I'm also willing to do that. So if y'all have like a varsity jacket and you want your football team embroidered on the back of it, you could send your jacket to me, or I could purchase the jacket, however you want to do it. But you purchasing the jacket and me embroidering it would be a lot cheaper than versus me having to get the jacket, embroider it, and then mail it out to you. So that, but those are options, okay? Those are definitely options. So yeah. Yup. Now our little bulldog over here, he went kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna let it keep going. It's going. But it looks like he went off track. This is why when you get files from somebody else, you gotta test them. You gotta test them, because suppose you just put something on your final garment. You're out of that garment if it doesn't, look right. Because when it comes to embroidery, baby, you're not picking all them stitches out, okay? You want a Cleveland Browns patch, Mama Vi? Okay, I got you. How you doing? Did your package come yet? I haven't checked the tracking. Cleveland Brown. Okay, let me write that down before I forget. Cleveland Browns. What size do you want it, Mama Vi? 4 or 5 or 6 inches? Cleveland Brown patch for Mama Vi. Y'all, when I say Mama Vi and Miss Cheryl, I mean all of y'all come through on the support. But when I say Mama Vi and Miss Cheryl come through with the unmatched support, like, oh my God. Thank you, ladies. Okay, it doesn't matter what size. Well, we'll do it at between 5 and 8 inches, so it'll look good. It'll be big enough to be seen. Oh, and it should arrive today. Okay. Yes. Because I totally forgot to check the tracking. But I'm glad it's going to arrive today. And I'll show y'all this Popeye the Sailor Man one more time, y'all. Look at it. That is so stinking cute. Now, let's see how this is going to play out. I have not tested this out yet. I need to test this out. Okay? And before I put it out anyway for sale, I definitely have to test it. I have to sign for it, but so far they have not rung the bell. Yes, ma'am. I got you. Yeah, I did put it so it could be signed for. I did. So this is how it's going to stitch out. Now, another thing, it can look good on here, right? But when I go to stitch this out, I could still have issues. I see I got jump stitches here, and jump stitches here. I'll probably go through and take these out, because if I'm going from here to here, I probably meant to put a trim in place. So I'll go back and put a trim in place here, trim in place here, and a trim in place here. And what that's going to do, that is going to eliminate having the machine work so much harder, right? Popeye cute. You like Popeye? And you see how it went kind of awry here. So I'll go through. It is a patch. Yep, it'll be a patch when all I have to do is add an outside border, and anything can be turned into a patch. But so I said that wrong. It's not a patch yet. It can be a patch. I was just gonna embroider this on the back of my jacket. But in order to make this a patch, all I would have to do is come over here to the shapes. Let's see, where's our shapes tab at? Where's our shapes tab? Not there. Okay, so right here under digitize, I could come over here, pick a shape and put around it, put a what do you call it? Put a satin border around it. Oh, did y'all see that? Our needle broke. So our needle, when we tested this, y'all didn't see that. Hold on. So I'm gonna show y'all. The needle broke, even though, and it's stuck right here, even though we tested to make sure it wasn't gonna hit. So that means something is wrong with this file. So, because it shouldn't have went that far down. And if you look where our design is dead center. Okay? Dead center. If you look here, that's really not center, is it? Let me grab a piece of, a pair of pliers so I can pull that out. This is why, this is why I mainly digitize my own stuff. Because, let's see. The pliers, where did I put, right here. Yep, this is why I mainly digitize my own stuff for a reason. I mean, in my, whatchamacallit, you cannot buy or use or receive. You have to know your digitizer, right? We all know, like when we get files, yeah, I'm definitely ticked off about that. So I will be leaving a review for this one as well. Remember when I said it was going awry? And look at that hole. Even though that right here, even though that's not going to hurt anything, but it's the fact that I now have a hole in my thing that I didn't have before. And we tested this thing out more than once before we ever even stitched it out. So, interesting. Okay? So boy. Okay, so we will have to leave a whatchamacallit on that, because clearly, okay, so, hold on, y'all. Let me put this, let me turn around and put this up, and we'll move over here to the sewing machine, because we do have something that we could do, okay? So let me take this out. Let me move y'all and put this back on the table. And we'll move over here to the sewing machine, because why not, right? Why not do something we know that's going to work? All right. Wow. I got a hole. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. I have a hole in my dang on. Oh, Lord. It's always something. Okay. So, let's come over here to our sewing machine. See, it's already set up. All right, let me back y'all out some, though, because why is y'all so close? Okay. Oh, because I had y'all zoomed in. Well, let's. That's my husband with his crazy self to my. Well, let's. All right, let me get my, let me get, what color thread? We're just going to use, we'll use our gray thread. Okay, let me change out our thread. Oh, man. They ought to buy me another hoop. Putting out that foolishness. Okay. Where's our gray? Oh, here's our gray thread. So I always try to stick to this quilting thread right here. So I'm just going to, this was the thread right here that I used in that thing that I showed y'all earlier. Miss D said, hey, Mr. JJ. He told my hey there. He's so crazy. Okay, so we have these right here. This is something that I need to get started. It should have already been started, but when you're waiting on people to send their stuff to you, it's a different party, okay? The same in this pack. I hope these are the same. Because if not, I'm probably going to cry. Okay. This is the Emmett and Ivy line by Sweetwater. And it's a charm pack of 5 inches with 42 pieces in it. She wants it to be fairly large. So, but I don't feel the need that we're going to need all 3 of these. I don't think we're going to need all 3. Yeah, we're not going to be using all 3 of those. I can tell you that right now. Okay? We ain't going to be using all 3 of these. So, I'm just going to kind of, let's see if these tell a story some kind of way. So things like this, you kind of want to pay attention to detail. I don't really see anything else that has the words on it. So we're going to match these 2 together. So when you're putting a quilt together, right, especially when it has wording, it should be telling a story, right? So I could use black thread, but I like to use the gray. And the reason I like to use gray is because it's neutral and it's like a heather gray thread, and it pretty much goes with everything. Okay, y'all, I'm still mad about that file, y'all. So that's 2 files that I gotta go waste my time and write a review about. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna try to move along. All right, y'all, so what you want to do is line up your 2 pieces. I'm going to be extra careful on these. Not that I don't try to be extra careful on them all. Now, in order for you to get a proper seam allowance, okay, I'm going to go from the left-hand side. This is called a seam guide ruler. So let's show you how to use this seam guide ruler. See, there's always something to learn, okay? So I want to sew this with a 1/4 inch seam allowance from the left. Or do I want to do, yeah, I'm going to do it from the left. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop this. I'm looking at it and it's not quite where I want it to be. So we're going to drop it back down. And our needle didn't go in the center. So we're going to open that up, raise this up, and we're going to put our needle dead center and see if it will drop down straight in the middle. And it did. So you would then take this little seam ruler right here, seam guide, place it like so right there. Raise your needle, raise your presser foot, and to help you out, you could look at your machine and say, well, I'm using straight stitches on the left, 101, 3.5 millimeters for the width and 2.5 millimeters for the length, and you can write that down because it will save you time in the future from having to figure out where the 1/4 inch is on your machine. So I have the seam guide ruler, so I don't really have to write it down, but you could write it down. It will save you time, especially on a big project. Okay, so let's go ahead. We got right sides together. Right sides together. And we're going to line that up. Oh my goodness, y'all. The files. All right. So let's go down. Put our neat presser foot down. Start off with that back stitch. And as we're going down, I'm going to be moving stuff over because I need to make sure that we don't lose sight of this 1/4 inch. And this is what you want. Besides the thread up here acting up. Alright, you're gonna start back stitching. Let it run off. Cut the thread. Boom. Okay? And that gives you a 1/4 inch seam. Of course, what we would do is open this up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay? It's lined up from the top. It's lined up from the bottom. We can cut this out because this is going to create a lot of bulk in your quilt. You could cut it, but if your skill set is, you know, pretty good, it doesn't, I mean, if you're a good beginner, you could leave your seam allowance without having to cut it, right? You could just finger press it for now. And then put the iron to it later. Okay? Put the iron to it later. So that's how it would look on the back. Or if that's just entirely too much seam allowance for you, then of course, cut some of it down and go iron it and go about your day. Okay? So that's that. So now we're going to put our next two together. And so what I usually do, because let's see what we got. Is that grays next? That's a green there. Oh, these are green. So I got it on the wrong side. Or do I? Yeah. All right. So let's go with these. Or this one. And we're going to add the black one. The reason I didn't put a black one with those two squares were because it's telling a story, right? So I'm going to break up the monotony. I'm not going to come and put another cream or white one here, right? So I'm going to break up that monotony and I'm going to go ahead and add a black 5-inch square here, okay? And this is the thing. When you're doing your own quilts, okay, cool. You don't have to really worry about where you putting, maybe you don't give it too much thought, right? About where you're lining up the fabric squares at. But when you're doing a order, you want to worry about where those squares and breaking up the monotony and colors and things like that so that you don't have so many overlapping color in one spot that it takes away from the rest of the quilt, right? That's not what you want to do. So let's break that up some. Now that doesn't mean, like for me, she said however the pack came out is how she wanted it. So that means if the next rows after this white is, I don't know, yellow, then yellow is gonna start our next row, right? Yellow would start our next row. All right, our seam allowance is still the same, and that's what matters. You want that consistency. Oh my goodness, cute. Now, it is going to cut the words off a little bit here, but we can't control that. We can't control that. So Pick your battles wisely. Don't spend too much time beating yourself up on an order because of something, you know, minute like that, the words. We can't change that. All right. So we're going to carry on. Who else in here quilts? If you quilt, have you started making your fall winter quilt yet? Because it's time. Actually, if you're starting out, it's kind of late to the party. Because fall's about to be here, right? Unless you already got a quilt, you know, unless you already got a quilt top done from, you know, maybe one you worked on last year or something. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're going to do a 6 by 7. I think that's what we're going to do. 6 by 7 is what we're going to do. Now, see how I got these squares, and you can tell they're turned different. So however you lay them, because I know even though it says it's squared, guys, however you lay them is how you need to continue to lay them, because you will be able to see that slight difference in your quilt. Now, when you got enough of them, of course, it's just going to blend in, but you don't want to make that mistake. However you start the pattern is how you want. Uh-oh. Our thread is acting up here. But however you, let's put this up here because, honey, you cutting up. However you start laying your first 2 blocks is how you need to continue laying your blocks. So quilting has an art to it, and it is somewhat of a skill to learn, right? It's somewhat of a skill, but it's a good skill to have. A very good skill to have, okay? Anything you make handmade, folks are quicker to buy it. Folks love a good handmade item, okay? And there's nothing like having a quilt that was handmade. And I know it's been a minute since I spoke on branding with you guys. Where I got this ruler from, Amazon. I know it's been a minute since I spoke on branding your items with you guys, but it hasn't changed. You guys still need to be branding your items, okay? Branding them, because you know when Susie's outside, you know, in the summertime, and she got that bag on that you made. Listen, Linda, okay? 6. When she turning heads, they're gonna want to know where she got that bag made, or where she bought it at, or what have you. Whatever the questions is that they ask, right? But you don't want to now see these words. Well, it ain't gonna matter because it's not directional. I thought it was, but if you had words and it was directional, we talked about that yesterday. You want to make sure that for your directional fabric, and y'all, I'm still in awe with that quilt top that we did yesterday. I'm just in total awe on that, okay? Because I was real intentional about making sure that I had all of those squares that had directional fabric in the direction in which they could be read in the right direction. And when that quilt top came out the way it came out, listen, it was a sigh of relief, because when you're doing stuff with directional, or when you graduate to directional fabric, let me say it that way. When you graduate to directional fabric, baby, that's a different type of feeling right there. Okay? So this is how this is going to look. Now, it is their quilt, and it is for Christmas. I do see black in this pack, right? Or yeah. whatever you want to call it. It also has black in this fabric line, right? I'm going to have to send a message to the customer. Do we pull out this black or do we use this black even though we have solid blacks? So quilting really is it's a work of art, something that does take some thought. So like square that matches, has words on it, right? So when I do the quilt, let me see if I can get this other one off my, so when I do the quilt, we're going to make sure that these two pieces have words, even though they're not going to line up because they don't say the same thing, but it's the principle, right? You want everything to match. Now, you could go to your iron right now and you can press those seams, or you can wait till you get to the whole, through the whole quilt. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on the iron. I want to show y'all how we're going to do this first row, and then I'm going to get out of here. I've held up enough of y'all time for today. So I just wanted to start that quilt with y'all though. This quilt top. So let me move our stuff out our bad pieces of what you call them, people that we just tested that didn't work. Oh, our embroidery files, because I'm gonna take pictures of them into my review, because yeah, as well as adding that hole into my review, because that was not necessary. That was not necessary. All right, so there is something called flatter, and I'll show you guys what the flatter spray looks like. All right, so let's come over here. Let me trade y'all some spots. Whoops. Whoops. I just leave it down and bring it up. Well, actually, let's do it this way. I'm gonna take this out, and I'm gonna see, can I get y'all. Now, what y'all are looking at or on top of is where I iron at. It's the ironing station. I don't know, can y'all can't see that well. Okay, so we'll bring it back tall. Sorry, I'm not trying to make y'all sick. Okay, here we go. So this is what the flatter spray looks like. This stuff makes your quilt, and you'll see it in a minute, makes your seams so flat, and it helps with that bulk as well. They come in all kind of different scents, but I would advise always to get the scentless, especially if you are making a quilt for a customer, right? So, let me put y'all to the right of me, because there we go. I'm right-handed, so I got to be able to see what I'm trying to do. All right. So with your quilt top, again, you could leave these closed, press it all to one way. If you choose to do that, you could butterfly them open. And I'm wondering, do I want to butterfly these open, or do I want to just have the bulk? Nope, we're going to butterfly them open. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold this up like 12 or 13 feet. You don't have to have it that far because, honey, it's that good, okay? So you're going to let that sit. I'm going to just kind of finger press these open just a hair. All right. Excuse Excuse me. All right, now I'm going to put the iron to it. Okay, yep, that's hot. And we're just going to iron this. Do y'all see how crispy? And I'll try to make sure my seams are like on the seam. Y'all look at there. And crispy. That is crispy, okay? Crispy. That's how you wear your clothes. I remember going to school. My daddy used to put the flow starch, and baby, be creased down to the guards, stiff as a board, can barely walk, but baby, we was cute, okay? Mismatch hair bows and all, but we was cute, okay? We wasn't wrinkled. We was cute. That's all that had mattered. We was cute, okay? He put the little buckwheat plaits in our hair, and you couldn't tell us we wasn't cute, okay? Cute we were. And everybody used to say, who ironed your clothes? I'd be like, my daddy. My teacher said, do he want a job? He ain't ironing your clothes. My mama probably kill him, so, But the good old days. The good old days. Good old days. That's the flow starch it was the kind you put in the sink, too. And you soak the jeans in. Or whatever you ironing. Anybody know about that's the flow? That's the flow it was it. It was it. All right. Oh, man. So, that's the flow in this flatter. It does the same thing, except this won't be stiff. Now, when we turn this over, look at there. Y'all see that? Uh-oh. Let me see. Do we have a troll in here? Oh, no. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. So, the flatter, you also get it from Amazon. It comes in like a kit. But y'all, that looks fabulous. Thank you all the way down. Y'all, we were trolling here, but I got him out the fast way. And look at her. Look at them seams. Okay? Who don't want their clothes ironed like this here? Gucci. Okay? Alright. So, with that being said, that is... Oh, I got some of that satin up here. Oh, no. We got to get this satin off of this. And that's the only thing, too, with quilting. And when you're using black or light yellow, it's going to pick up everything. So what I suggest doing when you have somebody's quilt top quilt that you are making, you want to make sure that the surface that you're using is clean. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take this right here. Uh-oh, y'all can't see. I'm going to take it like so. Okay? Just like this. It's not going to hurt anything. And I'm going to crease, because this is the seam that we've already opened. So I'm going to crease that like so. And I'm going to bring it all the way down. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go get a Ziploc bag. And I'm going to place this in a Ziploc bag. That's going to keep what you've already ironed fresh. It's going to help the lint. And you don't have to worry about your customer's item getting anything on it. So, I have enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I'm going to go do these reviews because, baby, that was just god-awful. And until next time, Peace, be blessed, stay crafty. I'm your girl T, and I'm God, one love.